Hey friend, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Have you ever had a thought like this? How do I control or specifically reduce my belly fat? Maybe especially after the age of 35, you're noticing that your belly feels heavier, you're not able to target that area of your body, and maybe you've had a thought like, how do I lose weight from my belly? This video is going to be for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 6 specific reasons that are contributing to belly fat or a heaviness in your belly and exactly which variables you actually have control over. Especially if you're someone who feels like you're doing the same things that you have always been doing, but something is just not working anymore. It's not just in your head. And more importantly, this video is designed to walk through how you don't have a discipline problem. There's actually multiple factors that are leading to a heaviness in your belly that we can actually address with science and strategy. There are a few very specific reasons that lead this to happen, and most women are focusing on the wrong ones. Today, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what belly fat actually is, why it shows up more after the age of 35 and into your 40s, and what you can do about it. Before we dive in, if you are brand new to me, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm Dr. Priyanka Venugopal. I'm an OB-GYN physician turned stress and weight loss coach for professional women who self-identify as overachievers. I have been right where you are, even as an expert in women's health, as an OB-GYN physician. This is where I used to be. I was struggling with losing weight with sustainable strategies because I was doing a lot of what the diet industry peddled. Count calories, eat less, and move more without paying attention to any of the other factors that were going to affect my mood, my metabolism, and my muscle mass. This channel is designed to help you really understand as a busy overachiever what the source of the problem actually is and how to fold in a mindset and strategy that genuinely feels like a lifestyle upgrade and gets you to your goal. Let's get into the video where we're going to break down what belly fat is, why it's so frustrating, and what you can do about it. I am seeing posts like this online all over the place. Smart women are asking the question, what can I do about my belly? How do I address my belly fat? How can I use my weight loss strategies to specifically target my belly? Now, the truth is, belly fat is not one simple problem. And more importantly, it's not solved with simply calorie counting or eating less and moving more. So let's start with what is belly fat. There are 2 main types of fat that are really important for you to understand. There's subcutaneous fat and there's visceral fat. Subcutaneous fat is the fat that lives right under your skin, the kind that you can pinch. And then there's visceral fat, which is deeper fat that surrounds your organs. Subcutaneous fat, which is right under the skin, is generally less metabolically harmful, whereas visceral fat is stored deep in your abdomen and surrounds your organs, like your livers and your intestines. It's not the type of fat that you can pinch. It's linked to inflammation, insulin resistance, and is linked to higher risks of conditions like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Now, here's why this matters. You can't target one area of fat specifically. Like if you want to just target belly fat, that's not possible to do. When you burn fat, your body burns fat from everywhere. Now, there is a nuance here to understand. Different areas of your body will release fat at different rates. This is based on your hormonal status and the type of fat receptors based on where in your body fat is stored. But for women over 35, it very much can feel like your belly is the last place that fat gets lost. Let's get into the very first, in my opinion, most important place that is contributing to a heaviness in your belly or belly fat. And that is genetics and body type. Most women skip right over this and then they feel very frustrated on their weight loss journey or on their ability to actually burn belly fat. Your genetics are playing a major role in how your body distributes fat. And this is one area that you don't have control over. Some women naturally store more fat in their hips and in their thighs, others more in their abdomen, while others store more fat in their arms. This is influenced by your genetic blueprint. And while there is a lot of influence based on lifestyle changes, it's really important to understand that your genetics is playing a key role in how your body's going to hold on to fat. Broadly speaking, there are 3 body types: the endomorph, the ectomorph, and the mesomorph. The endomorph, which is what I am, is someone who stores fat easily and may have a slightly slower metabolic rate. There's someone that's able to gain fat easily and has a really hard time with burning fat. The ectomorph is someone who is naturally lean. They may struggle to gain weight or gain muscle. And then there's the mesomorph. This body type tends to be more muscular. They're able to gain muscle quickly and burn fat more efficiently. Before I understood that there were different body types, I used to feel perpetually frustrated that my weight loss journey didn't look like other people's. I would see other people eating the same types of foods and exercising the same amount that I would, but they would somehow lose weight a lot more quickly than I was capable of doing. So here's where I want to start with giving you a reframe. Self-awareness around your genetics and your body type is not complacency. It's going to be what allows you to take a strategy and really get it to work, rather than shaming your body for not losing weight the way somebody else does, or the way that your body holds fat, or even the shape of your body, we want to start with having some self-awareness that genetics is going to play a key role in this, and nothing is going wrong if you hold fat differently than someone else. So many of us, myself included, have gotten social programming on what the ideal body type is and what we define as beautiful, that we try to shove ourselves into this box. And the entire intention of my channel and my mission for all of you watching is you never have to put yourself into a box that you were socially programmed with. What we want to do together on this channel is for you to find what feels good for you, what feels good for your body, and to have a targeted approach that helps you achieve your goals. So step one is genetics and body types. Just understand that this does play a role in how your body holds, stores, and releases fat. Nothing is going wrong. You might have a slightly different journey than someone else, and that's perfectly normal and okay. The second area that I want to talk about is digestion, bloating, and inflammation. This is one of those really easily overlooked variables when you travel, eat a little bit differently, have slower digestion. Maybe you went out to a more indulgent meal that had a lot of oils or salt. You come back after a trip or an indulgent meal and the scale is up multiple pounds, and maybe your belly looks really heavy and a lot bigger. Don't mistake this for fat gain. Understand that your body is simply trying to digest the experience that you had. This is a picture of me not pregnant, but I look like I'm almost 30 weeks pregnant after coming back from a trip with some more indulgent meals and definitely eating some foods that I don't typically eat. I'll be honest, when you have slower digestion, bloating, and inflammation like this, it is not at all comfortable. But don't make the mistake of believing you have to restrict and deprive yourself, that you have to do some extra long fast or cut out complete food groups. Simply understand that digestion, bloating, and inflammation is playing a role in how your belly feels. Just understanding this and making targeted tweaks helped me go to this just a few days later. The difference between these two photos was not actual fat gain or fat loss, it was bloating, digestion, and inflammation. It's important to understand what are the triggers that slow your digestion down that might be contributing to bloating and inflammation. Triggers like highly processed foods, excess sodium, sugar, and refined simple carbs, dairy for some people, gluten for some people, and even artificial sweeteners. When your digestion is slow and you're experiencing bloating and inflammation, your body and your belly will look different. But don't let this be the reason that you spiral. When you see the scale go up, when your belly feels off, come back to the source of why this is happening and make specific targeted tweaks that actually address the problem. Ask yourself, are you having regular bowel movements? Have you been bloating or gassy? What foods have you been eating that's a little bit different than your norm? What might be triggering your bloating or inflammation? How is your sleep and hydration? Because when you target the actual source of the digestion, bloating, or inflammation, the turnaround can be extremely fast. Number 3 is hormones and where you are in your menstrual cycle. I cannot tell you how often when I was unaware, and this is even as an OB-GYN, I would sometimes be completely unaware of where I was at in my cycle. I would see the scale jump or my belly feel different, and I would just assume that I had gained weight. And this again led to a lot of discouragement and doubt, and that leads to a process that does not feel good. Instead, take this as an invitation to get to know your body and where you're at in your menstrual cycle. There are 4 specific phases to be aware of. The first is your menstrual phase, which is when hormones are typically low. The next is the follicular phase, which is when estrogen levels start to rise. Then the ovulation phase, which is when estrogen peaks. And then lastly, the luteal phase, which is when progesterone levels rise. And ultimately, when both hormones start to fall. Based on which phase of your menstrual cycle you're in and the hormonal fluctuations you're experiencing, you're going to experience fluid shifts, changes in your digestion, and absolutely water retention. This leads to a feeling of bloating, puffiness, and you will absolutely notice changes on the scale. Don't mistake this for real weight gain. Again, just like with the genetics category, the digestion and bloating category, this category is inviting you to get to know your cycles and understand how hormonal shifts are impacting how your body feels and what's happening with your belly. The 4th category is stress and cortisol. Now, this is one of the biggest, most invisible drivers of belly fat, and I think it's one that a lot of overachievers overlook. You might notice that after the age of 35, your belly's feeling bigger or heavier, and that's not just in your head. Women after the age of 35 are not just entering perimenopause and experiencing hormonal fluctuations. Based on the season of life they're in, when you're navigating a lot of things happening in your career, maybe you have young children, you're also likely experiencing more stress than you have at any other point in your life. The reality is, stress does not care about your future body goals. Stress does not care that you want to lose weight. Stress does not care about what you want for yourself and your body a year from now. All stress cares about is survival. So when your body and brain perceive stress in the form of lack of sleep, overworking, undereating, and excess mental load, it increases cortisol. And cortisol, as a stress hormone, starts to drive body physiology to protect you to survive. And because adipose tissue or fat tissue is actually a really valuable resource for energy, it's not a surprise that your metabolism slows down and your body starts to store fat, particularly around the belly. Storing belly fat is designed to protect your organs and protect you from potential danger. Your body cannot tell the difference between a real life lion, bear, or tiger and the project deadline you have, the fight you had with your partner, or the worry you have about your kid. The experience of stress in your body is having a physiological impact on how you store and release fat. The next category is sleep. Let's talk about sleep because this is huge, particularly for professional women. While you're sleeping, your body is regulating multiple systems in your body. It is in the rest and recovery phase, and it is actually regulating hormone systems that can optimize your metabolism and your wellness. It also regulates hormone pathways like leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is a hormone that helps you feel satisfied, and ghrelin is the hormone that increases hunger. When your sleep is impacted, when you're not getting enough hours of sleep or the quality of sleep is not enough for your body, it impacts leptin and ghrelin. You're not just hungrier, you'll notice yourself craving higher fat, higher carb foods. Sleep is when your body is repairing its muscle, it's regulating your metabolism, and it's doing the hormonal work that you need to optimize your health and wellness. And without high quality sleep, your body and brain assumes that you're under threat, which makes it inefficient at burning fat. The last category is lifestyle, and this is nutrition and exercise. I talk about all of this in even more detail inside my Body Reset mini course, which you can grab for instant access. I'll drop the link to that below. But the truth is, lifestyle, which is exercise and nutrition, are some of the key levers that you have the most control over. While you cannot control your body type or your genetics, you can control how you eat, how you sleep, and how you move your body. Sometimes we spend a whole lot of time being frustrated about variables we have no control over, rather than taking complete ownership and responsibility over the few key decisions that can most move the needle. While you can't spot reduce belly fat, what we can do is eat in a way that supports our body's metabolism. We talked about this in our last YouTube video. And the other thing that we can really amplify is movement. One of the most underrated tools is simply walking. You don't need high-tech equipment or machines. Walking is low stress, which means it doesn't spike cortisol and it allows your body to burn fat more efficiently. The truth is, it's not just one workout that's going to completely change your body or your ability to burn belly fat. It's going to be the consistent daily practice of moving your body just a little bit more so that you get out of being sedentary. I do want to briefly mention GLP-1 medications because that is something that so many people are interested in knowing more about. GLP-1 medications reduce appetite, they can slow digestion, and they will improve your blood sugar control, which means it makes it easier to eat less. But here's the key. GLP-1s support overall body fat loss. It's not meant to specifically target one area of your body. So ultimately, your body is going to decide where you burn fat from first. So here's what I want to leave you with. It makes a lot of sense that after the age of 35, based on your hormone status and your stress, you might notice more belly fat or a heaviness in your belly. It's not just in your head, it's very real. But it's essential that you understand and target the specific source of what's causing the problem. Start with getting to know your body type, understand your genetics, and start to pay attention to your hormonal status. Instead of trying to chase an arbitrary beauty standard, reframe to what will feel the best for your gut and your body. And don't jump ship on yourself. Take control over the controllable variables, which is your sleep, your stress, your nutrition, and your exercise. Stay consistent. Even when results feel slow, just remember staying consistent with these health activities is what's going to move the needle for you the most in the long run. And so while you may not control your genetics or your body type, you can absolutely influence and support your body in burning fat. Treat yourself well in the process. Just remember, all bodies come in different shapes and sizes. And while there might be a body shape or size that feels the most comfortable to you, pursue feeling strong and your best in your gut. Let that be your goal. I hope that this video helped reframe your relationship with how your belly feels and belly fat and gave you some actionable tools on where to focus your attention in areas that you really have control over. And remember, if you want my help with the nutrition and lifestyle changes that you can make starting this week, make sure to grab my Body Reset mini course, which is linked down below. Take a minute to subscribe and share this video, and of course, leave a comment below and let me know what you're taking away. I hope you guys all have an amazing week. Bye.